One day pressure, next day grace. Same old weather on a different face. One day shitstorm, next day light. Same old room, acting sweet and bright. Then it settles, then it slows, then a little peace begins to grow. But I know there's a rhythm, I know this pace. Even when it dips, it only bends, then climbs again. Shitstorm and grace. Shitstorm and grace. Cafe, market, gym, around town routine. One day dirty, next day clean. Plenty of room still crowding in. Boundary push, then threat talk spin. One day shitstorm, next day grace. Same old weather on a different face. Pretty smiles, sweetened air. Polite little faces everywhere. They soften the blow, they smooth the stain. Then a little time passes and it builds again. Shitstorm and grace, same old swing. Haze hits hard, then softens everything. Shitstorm and grace, haze then hush. Stir the room, then sweeten up the dust. One day distortion, next day praise. Same old heartbeat. Shitstorm and grace. Shitstorm and grace. Not everybody, just a few. But a few is all it takes to move everybody on cue. Regardless of age, they all take part. Usually one adult male steps in first. Boundary testing, false flag babe. Pressing close, lock eyes hard. Stage little cues to pull a signal they can guard. If you react, they flip the frame. If you stay still, they twist the same. Then come the shields, the soft, the cue. Women nearby, children in view. Not always kindness, sometimes bait. A soften face to reset the state. If you engage, the frame can flip. That's how they build the next round script. They wanna signal anything small. A look, a pause, a crack at all. Friendly gets warped, distance gets framed. Either way, they see the same. No clean answer, no safe lane. Just invert logic, dressed as blame. Erode the line, disturb the trust. Test the bond through pressure and dust. Even when stated clear as day, they still come back to rerun the same old dirty play. Loyalty, test the rumors start. That's how they aim, straight at the heart. That's Captain Obvious, that's the play. Shitstorm first, then next day grace. Shitstorm and grace, same old swing. Haze hits hard, then softens everything. Shitstorm and grace, haze then hush. Stir the room, then sweeten up the dust. One day distortion, next day praise. Same old heartbeat. Shitstorm and grace. Shitstorm and grace. Bottom escalate, I read the room. De-escalation, Distortion kills the boom that sends the message cleaner than rage. Boundary matters, watch a stage. That next day sunlight fills the town. Grace rolls in to smooth it down. Kind eye, soft tone, polite little wave. Same old weather, shitstorm and gray. You say it plain, you name the truth. Still they circle back and try anew. Not because they do not know, because they need the frame to hold. If it don't stick, their story breaks. So back they come to run. The same a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month. Pressure rebuilds out of the hush, where the nerves strain the trust, grind the bonds down into dust. That's the tell, that's the chain, that's the heartbeat inside the game. After grace, the room turns strange. Quiet on the surface, but never fully changed. Not warmth, not peace, just a waiting face. Then back again. Shitstorm and grace. Shitstorm and grace. Same old swing. Haze hits hard and softens everything. Shitstorm and grace. Haze then hush. Break your peace, then sweeten up the dust. One day distortion, next day praise. Same old heartbeat. Shitstorm and grace. It never ends, it only fades. A little calm, a little grace, then right on cue, the weather breaks. Not grace, just optics, not peak, just pop. Same old heartbeat. Shitstorm and grace. Yin yang on cue. Force grip, force frame. Trying to make the falsehood stick. Invert the truth. Distort the frame. Same old cycle. Same old chase. Same old weather. Shitstorm and grace.